What's up, guys? Jackpot DFS coming out to you guys. Hope you guys have had a great start to your weekend. Put a two-game slate for today out yesterday. Hope you guys were able to catch that vid, and hope you guys are. Wish you guys all the luck today in that two-game slate. We're going to talk about the Sunday day slate, obviously. Moving on to that and seeing where we like and what we like for tomorrow on the 1 p.m. slate. Kind of go do a bet top 5 that I like for the week over there. Basically, it's just a lot of different options you could like this week. Some cheaper options at QB, etc. As always, guys, if you're new to the channel, my name's Doug. I'm with Jackpot DFS. That's the name of the channel. You guys can hit that subscribe button, hit the notifications button. You guys will be able to see future content. We're going to be doing the rest of the NFL. We'll be doing NBA later on, maybe MLB, some esports, etc. If you guys are back for the channel for watching other videos and have already subscribed, hit that like button, man. It only helps the channel, helps me a ton, helps to get the channel growing, and things of that nature. I hope, once again, I hope you guys have all had a great start to your weekend. Moving on to the slate for tomorrow. Top 5 for QBs that I like tomorrow. Obviously, it's hard to ever count out Patrick Mahomes. I think that Saints defense has improved. However, Breeze is supposed to be back tomorrow. Do anticipate that game being a barn burner, and don't see them being able to slow down Mahomes that much. Also, the next guy I kind of like for this week is Lamar Jackson. Going against that struggling Jacksonville defense. Should be able to put a nice game together, throwing and passing, and also on the ground. Also, another guy to like this week that I do like is Kyler Murray going against Philadelphia. And then a couple other guys I like this week is also Ryan Tannehill and Tom Brady and Jared Goff, kind of in the same realm of salary. But all those guys have supreme matchups this week. I want to talk about a couple cheaper QBs that you could go for this week. First guy to mention is Matthew Stafford. He likes to throw the ball. Could see some running. They do have Swift back, so should get some running the ball as well with them guys. But love him this week. Another cheap guy to go with is Mitchell Trubisky going against Minnesota. Minnesota's been pretty terrible on defense this season. And another cheap guy that you can go for this week is Nick Mullins, going against that poor pass defense and poor run defense against Dallas. Nick Mullins had a 26 a couple games ago. Do love him this week. And Dallas is 21st against the pass. Could have a nice strong game from Nick Mullins tomorrow at 5,100. Cheap value at QB tomorrow. That could save you some salary and allow you to spend up at other spots. Which is getting my next position of running back. This week, it's another great Derrick Henry week. He's been a locomotive on fire past few games. Another great matchup this week. The best matchup he's had all season long against the Detroit Lions. 32nd in the league against opposing running backs. Couldn't be a better game script for Derrick Henry tomorrow. If you've played him at all this season and those other matchups, and why not go ahead and play him again against the Detroit Lions? I expect the ownership to be pretty high on him, but for a good reason. He's in a prime spot tomorrow. Could very well go off for 40 points tomorrow. Who knows? Another guy I like this week, we do have Breeze coming back, so expect Alvin Kamara to go back to performing like Alvin Kamara. He's cheap right now, so I do like him tomorrow against that Kansas City defense. 15th in the league against opposing running backs, but I do love Alvin Kamara tomorrow to have a nice breakout game. He's kind of been lackluster the past few weeks with Taysom Hill starting and taking some of that running ability away from him. But I do like Alvin Kamara at a $7,400 price. Another guy, Jonathan Taylor, has really come on strong the past couple weeks. Has a great matchup this week against the 31st worst defense in the NFL against running backs. Jonathan Taylor, for me, this week at 7,200. Few other couple guys to like. DeAndre Swift, love him this week against Tennessee. The 26th worst defense against running backs. Also, J.K. Dobbins. Only problem with J.K. Dobbins and them guys is that there is a committee. So Gus Edwards also in conversation, as well as Dobbins. And then one more guy to like this week is Raheem Mostert. 27th against opposing running backs is Dallas. Could see a strong game from him. And going to look for some cheap guys. You can kind of look at a Jeff Wilson Jr. also in that backfield. He's been kind of the goal line back for them here lately, so he could steal some of that touchdown equity away. And at $5,100 could be a nice steal tomorrow as well. Looking at our wide receivers for tomorrow, I'm not going to pay up real big for receivers this week. I think you can come down and pay minimal price. You don't have to pay that $9,000. I think running backs is where you're going to kind of pay that. Moving down to receivers, A.J. Brown, I love this week going against Detroit. 28th in the league against opposing wide receivers. Also a nice day for Allen Robinson going against Minnesota's 31st in the league against opposing wide receivers. Against Minnesota. Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. Excuse me. Obviously, a great matchup against the New York Jets this weekend. And one of Tom Brady's favorite targets that we've noticed, Mike Evans, this week. Could shoot down and do Corey Davis could have a nice day. Marvin Jones going the other way for Detroit. There's lots of options this week. T.Y. Hilton's kind of came on strong the past 3 weeks. He's probably my favorite save mid-salary guy this week at $5,500. And then, you can look at a guy like Willie Snead, possibly for some cheaper value. Also, a guy like Danny Amendola, $4,200, could come in and have a nice day against that poor Tennessee defense. Only $4,200, has 5 and 7 targets the past 2 games. Could have a breakout game for him as well. And then looking at some receivers, some cheap guys like Richie James, only $3,600. Kendrick Bourne, guys like that could have big days. Some cheaper value guys that you can kind of go to. Tight ends. I'm not going to pay up for Kelsey this week. I think Mark Andrews is probably my top guy. Probably won't pay up for him too much. Probably T.J. Hawkinson, Rob Gronkowski. I'm going to fade Logan Thomas this week. I'm going to have Haskins starting at QB. I just don't anticipate Haskins having a good day. Guys like Irv Smith. Dan Arnold's kind of came on as that tight end for Arizona here lately. He's had a couple nice games, touchdown pass in the past 2 games. Could be nice value. Jared Cook coming back with Breeze. He likes to throw to him. Could have a nice day at $3,400. I don't think you need to pay up for tight ends this week. Plenty of value. Goddard. You've got Tyler Higbee in a nice matchup, as well as Everett. Both relatively cheap. You've got Jonnu Smith, Hayden Hurst. Several guys you can go to this week that are going to save some salary. Even Cole Kmet, if you want to really save some salary. So kind of a pay down spot to help you pay up for wide receivers or running backs this week. And then let's shoot over to defenses I like this week. Probably my favorite defense to pay for this week is probably Seattle. They're really just cheap. $3,100 going against Haskins. I really will love that play this week. Also, kind of like, obviously the Rams and the Ravens are in great spots. You do have Connor Minshew starting again for Jacksonville, but I don't see him having a great day. If you want to pay up to have one of those 2 guys. But the Bears could be in a nice spot. Then again, the Seahawks. I also don't mind coming all the way down and paying for Jacksonville Jaguars at $2,000 if you just want to punt it. Baltimore has struggled at times, and Jacksonville has showed up on defense at times this season. They could be playing for pride. Could be a surprise defense of value tomorrow if Jackson's having a hard time throwing the ball and they're eliminating that running game from them guys. So just something to think about tomorrow as a punt if you kind of want to play that alternative. But Those are my favorite plays for defense tomorrow. As you guys can see, you can find this tool down in the description of the video, Draft Dashboard. You can also see that in that little scroll going across the bottom of the screen. You can try that for 30 days. That gives you player projections. That gives you ownership. It gives you what the matchup on defense is going to be like for that individual player. Per se, you can catch the over-unders for the game, the forecast. You can get top players of the week, cheat sheets, player optimizer, and use that lineup optimizer where you can use the players that you select that you like the most for the week, and it'll put those in a pool for you. And you can do a lineup optimizer up to 150 lineups that you can export over to Draftkings or FanDuel. Makes it really easy for you, especially with some of that late injury news that we get sometimes at 12 o'clock on Sundays. This general tool to use that is one of the cheapest and best tools in the business that I use personally myself to help build my lineups each and every week to help you have an advantage over the field for GPPs and cash games. Guys, I appreciate you guys checking out the video. We will be back soon for a most likely Monday night slate video this week. I try to get to Sundays. It's just really hard for me a lot of times to get to those Sunday night games. However, I wish you guys a ton of luck. I will also pin my Twitter down in the description of the video to help you guys. If you guys can follow me over there. I will post injury news or any kind of switch ups in games, etc. Leading up to kickoff on 1 p.m. on Sundays. Guys, best of luck tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's almost Christmas, y'all. Let's get excited. We'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.